when you are speaking about greenwashing, when you are speaking about an investor investing in a company, when you are speaking about a big account working with many companies all among the supply chain, everything is a matter of transparency. Can you be confident with the ESG or carbon data that the supplier is giving to you, that the investees is giving to the investor? And on top of that, the new coming regulation, at least at the EU level, will force every company to disclose auditable data. So everything is a matter of transparency. The day when the procurement department decides to change the criteria when they make when they do the procurement, in details, it means to put some environmental criteria in any RFP to choose your suppliers. The day when a big account is doing that, then the impact is absolutely massive. And so I am very optimistic on that, because I think when you see that today, in this procurement day, you have so many companies proposing solutions on carbon, on environmental issues, it means that all the procurement guys you are totally committed to that. And if it's not the case, the regulation will force you to be committed. What is very important is to understand that your carbon is my carbon, all among the supply chain. So if you are not able to connect everyone, then it will not be possible. And at the end of the day, it will be a big mess, because the regulation will come, and the regulation will put the responsibility first on the investor, and be sure that at the end of the day, usually you are speaking in a very, very friendly way to your bankers or to your investor, or the responsibility will be on the shoulder of the big account. And once again, you are speaking in a very, very friendly way to your seller. So you will have to do it now. It's time to do it for our society, but for sure we need this collegial approach and not only individual one. I think it's the most important things to keep in mind.
I work for General Atlantic. We have over 75 billion assets under management. We have 3.5 billion just allocated to this specific area of climate sustainability. And for us, we cannot risk having greenwashing or putting numbers out there that don't make any sense. So when we set up the fund in 2021, we did 3 things. One was that we do a very, very detailed emission reduction potential calculation. We have a third party, it's a firm Systemic we work with at arm's length. They write a 90-page report on looking at the life cycle analysis of companies and if they truly are being able to reduce emissions, or we're not just offsetting emissions over here and we're creating incredible issues elsewhere down the value chain. The other thing that we do is we ask all companies to sign up to science-based targets. There is a methodology around how you do this that's out there, and we help companies go on that path so that they themselves can get to net zero. And on an annual basis, we monitor that. And the last thing we do, which I think is also very important, as a fund in Europe, we are an Article 9 fund. I don't know if people know exactly what that is, but under SFDR, which is the financial regulatory framework, we need to report out, let's say, gold standard across ESG, very specific factors that get reported out publicly and transparently. What I'm most excited about, and it comes back to maybe transparency and really transformation of a lot of the industry verticals that we work in, is what we're doing through this, what I call networking effect. And we've invested in a company who I think is here as well, EcoVadis, you may be aware of. I think they've touched over 100,000 different companies. If you think about the impact that they could have by the work that they're doing on sustainability ratings, I think they touch more than 1.4 trillion of spend across supply chains. And I think if we can get more companies, either through something like an EcoVadis, through sustainability ratings, or through other effects, to get this networking effect where you get on one platform, you get the enterprise companies and the suppliers speaking the same dialogue, understanding that there's value in sharing some of the data, and just operating more efficiently. I think this would be transformational for what we're seeing right now in supply chain. So very excited about some of the companies that are ramping up growth here.